You ready for this one? Because I need you to hear this. When I started my YouTube channel, I wasn't in a calm place. I was in environments that were just toxic all the time. Not once in a while, but all the time. So I went back and watched some of those early videos the other day and it hit me. When I'm shy, you can see it. I try a little too hard. I'm smiling when I shouldn't be. I'm hiding things. I was using that background erase feature, the one that still doesn't really work for long form videos. But I didn't want anyone to see the boring wall behind me. It's why I spoke about tiny spaces people are expected to live in. As buildings age, poor maintenance starts to wear down the human body. Because no one thinks about how air, light, water, sound, and logistics flow. A resident's floor is someone else's ceiling. Your unit shares the air with everyone else, plus the garbage disposal. A pet in another unit becomes a sound feature you didn't ask for. The dog gets excited or scared at 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. You hear them. And don't get me wrong, I love animals. But they are not meant to be trapped in spaces smaller than they can thrive in. There was also food smells you can't get a break from. And, well, at night, skunks make their presence known. It was such a chaotic way to live. I really thought that there are only two modes of living in this country. Warm weather comes with a stench of burnt meat. And every night are skunks. Even though I love skunks when they get scared, they do make their presence known, and it's not like a bed of roses. So for my videos, I filled the backgrounds with color, with light, with something that looked a little magical. I got dressed. I tried to feel beautiful based on the things that are sold as beautiful. And honestly, none of that was the point. Because I was smiling through pain while showing up without ever feeling safe. I was just surviving. And yeah, I kept going. But after a while, something started to feel really clear. The more I tried to get better, the more the systems around me pushed back. Like my growth was inconvenient, like it was a threat. And the only places that ever actually wanted me to heal? Doctors, therapists, trainers, people in wellness. Peoples whose job is literally to help bodies get better. Because when your body's in pain from injury, from stress, from just surviving, you don't lose energy. You lose your sense of being okay in the world. You start waking up already tired, already bracing, already wondering how you're going to get through your day. And that's why finding the right doctor, the right physiotherapist, the right psychologist, the right massage therapist, the right chiropractor, the right nutritionist, the right trainer, the right stretch therapist, and the right people who actually see you isn't some luxury. It's what makes the difference between feeling trapped inside your own body and slowly finding your way back to yourself. It's the difference between just surviving and being able to breathe again. So from my experience, here's what I've learned. A toxic workplace operates with the same dynamics as any toxic relationship. You know why? It's because it's the same manipulation, the same control, and the same emotional extraction. The only difference is just that they wear a suit and they come with a salary. Let me walk you through it. Now, imagine you enter into work mode, thinking you're safe just because it's professional. But you don't see that the poison isn't just in the office or the working environment. It's in the schedule, the silence, the performance, the cost of pretending you're okay. And the paycheck? Sometimes it doesn't pay you. Sometimes it leases your nervous system even during your personal time. Let me show you what I mean. First, the honeymoon phase or the love bombing phase. See, it always starts the same. You'll hear things like, "We're like a family," or "We care about you," or "We want you to grow," or worse, "You're exactly what we needed." Except that's not culture. That's recruitment. In toxic relationships, that scenario is called love bombing. In workplaces, it's called onboarding. And you might feel special because you're competent, because you're present, and you bring order. But what you don't realize is they didn't hire you because they're a healthy place to work. They hired you because they're bleeding and you look like a bandage. Second is the validation drip. So you accept the offer and show up with high hopes. Then comes the drip. They give you just enough praise to keep you trying, but never enough to make you stable. They keep your worth just out of reach, so you'll chase it. In relationships, this shows up as withheld affection, but in workplaces, it shows up as withheld recognition. So you start working for good job, working for maybe next time, working for visibility. And that's when validation becomes a drug you don't know you're being fed. Until you realize something, that they always keep moving the goalposts. You deliver results beyond your job description. They change the target. You solve the crisis they deny, yet they still pretend the crisis is normal. You make them look good, then they act like you should have done it faster. They do this especially when you succeed and show up with excellence. Because maintaining a state of instability is vital to people who thrive on control. Then comes isolation. You get left out of meetings. You don't get context even though you're on the same team. You're asked to deliver outcomes without them sharing the information you need to get your job done. And when you speak up, like they keep encouraging you to do, they label you as not collaborative. They say you're difficult, or worse, they say you're not performing enough and you're not a culture fit. That's the same strategy toxic relationships use. Control the story and you control the person. But that's not all, because there's a constant state of panic and urgency, meaning there's always a fire, always a last minute ask, always someone freaking out, always blame moving like smoke. And you start thinking, if I just fix this one thing, it'll calm down. If I just solve this other problem, it will make things easier for everyone. But the chaos doesn't end, because the chaos itself is the system. People who are kept in a constant state of anxiety and distress will always accept bare minimum as okay. Because when a system is designed to be reactive, you stay too busy to question it. They know when you're exhausted and tired, you stop seeing clearly. If you are happy and at peace, you will expect more. And if you seek help, you learn a hard lesson. HR, or human resources, doesn't protect people. HR protects the illusion of stability. HR sees people as liabilities. Not always because they're evil, but because the system is built to care for the legal entity and the illusion of excellent leadership. not the human. So the harm becomes a misunderstanding, and the harmed person becomes a problem. But here's how you know it's time to free yourself from the toxicity. It's when your body starts resisting the day. More health issues start on Monday mornings. You can't rest even when you sleep because a state of constant dread steals your peace at night. You rehearse conversations in your head like survival drills, planning for protecting yourself from retaliation. So, you start shrinking to avoid retaliation until the environment itself becomes hostile enough that you stop creating. You stop glowing. You stop smiling. You stop showing up. And your nervous system starts collapsing. That extra snooze every morning? That's not you being sleepy. That's an early warning sign because your body is signaling you can't keep going on like this. So if your job requires you to sacrifice your health and praises you for giving up your breaks to keep your income, that's not a job. That's an extraction system pretending to care. So if you're leaving, hear me. You're strong for seeing that you need care. You're incredible for taking the first steps to protecting yourself. And you're not imagining the toxic situation. You're sensing a pattern. And leaving is a chance towards better. Leaving is you breaking the spell that toxicity is normal. It's not. See you in the next one.